This is Season 2, Episode 38 of the Emberhart podcast, the space where we forge resilient character and empower the next generation of girls and women to lead with courage. So, find a quiet corner, lean in, and let us get right into it. Atomic Habits by James Clear. The quiet power of becoming 1% better. Dear Amelia Emberhart, there is something deceptively powerful about small things. The word atomic means an extremely small amount of something, the single irreducible unit of a larger system. Yet from the smallest particles comes immense energy and power. A habit, on the other hand, is a routine performed regularly, an automatic response to a specific situation. When these two ideas combine, something remarkable appears. Tiny actions repeated consistently can transform an entire life. This is the surprising power of atomic habits. Today, let's discuss a few ideas from James Clear's book Atomic Habits. The power of 1%. There is a philosophy sometimes called the aggregation of marginal gains. The idea is simple. Break down a larger goal into small units and improve each one by just a tiny amount. A 1% improvement may feel insignificant in the moment, but over time it becomes extraordinary. If you improve by 1% each day, you will become nearly 37 times better by the end of the year. If you decline by 1% each day, you move closer and closer to zero. Habits function much like compound interest in self-improvement. Because of this, the most important question is not whether you are successful today. The more important question is whether your habits are moving you toward success or toward failure. Your current trajectory matters far more than your current results. Many people overestimate the importance of one defining moment and underestimate the value of small daily improvements. Breakthrough moments often happen sudden, but they are usually the result of countless actions that came before them. The valley of disappointment. Progress rarely unfolds in a straight line. Often there is a long stretch where effort appears to produce little visible result. This stage can feel discouraging, as though nothing is happening. Yet the work is not wasted, it is simply being stored. This period is sometimes called the plateau of latent potential. People expect linear progress, but real growth behaves more like an exponential curve. Results remain hidden for a long time before finally appearing all at once. When the breakthrough arrives, people often call it an overnight success. However, the outside world sees only the final moment, not the months or years of quiet preparation that came before it. Systems over goals. Most people focus on goals. However, goals and success are not always as closely connected as they appear. Goals are about the results you want to achieve. Systems are about the processes that lead to those results. Winners and losers often share the exact same goals. An athlete who wins a championship and an athlete who finishes last both begin with the same objective. The difference lies in the systems they followed each day. When you focus only on goals, you create temporary change. For example, someone might clean a messy room once and declare the problem solved. Yet, if the habit that created the mess remains unchanged, the clutter will soon return. Fixing the inputs eventually fixes the outputs. Goals can also restrict happiness. Many people tell themselves, once I reach my goal, then I will be happy. In doing so, they postpone happiness until some distant milestone. If they succeed, the satisfaction is temporary. If they fail, they feel like a disappointment. A healthier approach is to fall in love with the process itself. When the process becomes meaningful, happiness does not have to wait for the finish line. The purpose of a goal is to win the game. The purpose of a system is to continue playing the game. In the long run, progress belongs to those who commit to the process. You do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. The identity behind habits. There is another deeper layer to habit change. Many people try to change their outcomes without changing their identity. They focus on what they want to achieve instead of who they want to become. There are 3 levels of change. Outcomes are about what you get, processes are about what you do, identity is about what you believe. Outcome-based habits focus on results. Identity-based habits focus on becoming a certain type of person. This distinction matters because behavior that conflicts with identity rarely lasts. If someone believes they are not an athletic person, they will struggle to maintain an exercise routine. If someone believes they are not a writer, writing consistently will feel unnatural. The ultimate form of intrinsic motivation occurs when a habit becomes part of your identity. The shift happens when you move from saying, I want to run, to saying, I am a runner. From I want to write to I am a writer. There is an internal pressure to maintain your self-image and behave in a way that is consistent with your beliefs. You find whatever way you can to avoid contradicting yourself. Votes for the person you are becoming. Every belief is learned through experience. Each small action becomes a vote for the type of person you wish to become. When you train regularly, you gather evidence that you are an athletic person. When you write consistently, you gather evidence that you are a writer. Over time, these votes accumulate. Gradually, the story you tell yourself begins to change. Habits do more than produce results. They also teach you something even more valuable. They teach you to trust yourself. Each small win becomes proof that you can follow through. A new identity is created in 2 steps. First, decide the type of person you want to become. Second, prove it to yourself with small, consistent actions. The feedback loop of change. Habits and identity form a powerful feedback loop. Your habits shape your identity, and your identity shapes your habits. When the loop works in your favor, improvement becomes natural. Each action reinforces the person you believe yourself to be, which raises an important question. Are your daily habits shaping you into the person you want to become? Because transformation rarely arrives through dramatic moments. More often, it arrives quietly, one small action at a time. 1% better today, one small vote for the person you want to be tomorrow. This is your moment. Take command and show us the path. Thank you for tuning in. If you found value in today's conversation, help someone else by sharing this episode or leaving a review. For more tools on building your best self, head over to emberhart.com and consider following us on Instagram @emberhartco. Keep showing up, keep growing, and stay strong. See you next week.